Well, hi folks, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make for you garlic bread that would go with lasagna, different pasta dishes. Just trying to make something very simple, just to show you how easy it can actually be. And this recipe that I am going to make with the garlic bread today will be lasagna. And the total cost of this meal has cost under £10. In fact, it's probably under £8. And I just can't understand today why so many people are, they just buy takeaway, they buy their simple ready-made meals, and yet they don't realise what they're eating. And yet you can make lasagna very cheap for yourself and for a family of 4 perhaps. This recipe that I'm going to make today is actually going to show you how to make a recipe of lasagna for at least 4 people and garlic bread, as I say, for under £10. It's in around £8 the total cost is. So let's get started. Okay folks, for garlic bread, just crushed up a little here, and some everyday butter, and some delicious parsley. Okay, so I'd say we just crush the garlic, just like so. Take a bread knife, something like this will do. Just slice it very thick, around that size there. Just do the whole loaf right over. Okay, so you've sliced your bread up. Keep it all together if you can, just as you cut your loaf up. Now what I mean by that is when you're slicing your bread, every little piece, just join it back together again. Just let it sit beside each other. Just try and show you what I mean. Okay, something like that. This helps to put the garlic bread together when we're putting it in the oven. Okay, we're going to make the garlic butter now. So with our garlic that we have already crushed, we're going to get some butter. I'm getting a second bowl. And we're going to use perhaps just a little bit of butter. What I'm saying, roughly about 2 ounces, something like that there. Maybe just a bit more, just roughly 2. Okay, put our butter away. So here we have the butter. And we're just going to get a little teaspoon, a little spoon. We're just going to add our garlic, crushed garlic, into the butter, like so. And just mix it together. Add a little bit of your chopped parsley into it. I'm using flat leaf parsley, by the way. Again, you can pick that up very cheap. Continue to mix your garlic butter. And that is all there is to garlic butter. So just with a little knife, we're going to take our garlic butter and we're going to spread. Put as much as you like or as little as you like on it, just like that. We're going to use both sides here. So we're going to do one side, turn it over, the other side, like so. I'm going to join the two together, and you do that all the way along your garlic bread. Okay folks, here we have the garlic bread finished off again. You can see it's just sticking together with some butter. Doesn't matter really if it's not perfect because it's going to go into the oven. And I'm just getting some tin foil. Just wrap up your garlic bread in your tin foil. Just get a little bit more. We're going to cook this with a lasagna. Well, actually after the lasagna is almost finished, because it doesn't take very long to cook garlic bread. We'll do that later. So there you go, it's your garlic bread. Okay, we've made our garlic bread. Now we're going to start on with the lasagna. With the lasagna we're going to need some mince. There's roughly about 800 grams here. Probably use all that mince. And we'll need some garlic again, some onions, tin of tomatoes, tomato puree, a couple of little beef stock cubes, again some butter, and we're going to use some flour, some milk to make our sauce and the butter. And first of all what we're going to do is we're going to fry off our onions and our garlic together in a little bit of olive oil. Because it's an Italian recipe, we're going to use the olive oil. With this recipe I won't be using any mushrooms. I know some people put mushrooms in their lasagna, it's entirely up to yourself. Personally I prefer not to, the classic menu wouldn't normally have mushrooms, but let's get started. Okay, first of all we need our knives. Just something about knives that make sure it's sharp. If you don't know how to sharpen a knife, I'll show you how to do that in another video. Get your knife, chop the root off, chop the bottom off. Take the skin off. Always keep your fingers behind the blade when chopping an onion. Because if you don't, you're going to have a severe problem. Okay, take your onion, keep the fingers behind the blade, like so. Just move your hand across, down one way, down another way, and just slice through. Any little bits, just put them up. And again. Of course we're going to do 2 onions here. Okay, we're going to pour our olive oil in to a hot pan. Heat your pan up. As you can see I've got a very hot ring here. Also, which is about that much there, as you can see. It's just a little drop. Heat your oven up to about 180 degrees or 4 or 5 on your gas mark. Okay, and we're going to fry off our onions. Make sure the oil is hot. And our garlic, roughly about 5 to 6 cloves. Now, cloves are the little small things in the garlic, and some people may not know that. A bulb of garlic is a nice juicy bulb. Okay, and we fry that. take our mince. I'm just going to quickly add the mince. Mix all through. Probably be doing with a bigger pan. I'm just going to turn the temperature down. We've got this number 6 here, or a very high temperature in your gas. Just going to take it down just to about 2 to 3. You can still see it's cooking away there. You don't need a lot of oil for mince because with the beef, the natural juices come out of your meat. So just let that cook until it's nice and brown, but not burnt. So as you can see, we've been cooking this just for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's been nice and brown colour, and you can see the natural juices now starting to come out of the meat. But now we're going to add some tomato puree. Just as you can see, it's about a tablespoon tomato puree. I'm going to mix through. And to that we're going to add a tin of chopped tomato. It's roughly a 400 gram tin. Just add that in and mix through. Again, just let it cook out nice and gently for a few moments, about another 2 to 3 minutes. Gently simmer. Now, here's a little trick that we use in as chefs. We actually use a thing in catering called chicken bouillon. Very similar to your stock cube. This is a stock cube. To give it that beef flavour, this is a beef stock cube. We just break it into the sauce. There's a little secret. I use about 2 of these. People think that you need to put boiling water into these things to make them dissolve. Not necessarily. Mix it through. Okay. Then just turn your temperature down to about just a gentle 1. Pop your lid on it. And just leave it there for a little while. So we'll leave it there for at least 10-15 minutes. Just keep a wee eye on it if you need to. If it's boiling too hot, then sometimes even when it's warm, sometimes it'll boil away. If you want, just put it onto the side of the ring. Just so not as much heat will get to it. Now, while that's sitting cooking away there nicely, we're going to now make a white sauce. Okay folks, to make the white sauce, can get another pan. Let's turn the temperature up fully. And let your pan heat up. Then with the remainder of the butter that we had from earlier by making the garlic bread, use the rest of your butter. You want to make this sauce fairly thick. This is a very basic sauce that we would use in catering. There's many different forms and ways of doing that, but this is the classical way. So just let your butter melt very gently. You don't want the butter to burn, so just keep a very close eye on it. Don't run off and do something, because when you're making a white sauce you need to be here watching every step of the way. Okay, your butter should just be nicely melted. You can see that, not burnt. Then with that we're going to add it's about, let me see. I would say it's just about a couple of ounces of flour. And off the heat we're going to mix that together. Like so. This is what's known as a roux. It's a French word that we use in catering, but it's a classical word, roux. It's a nice creamy consistency like that. Okay. Now, we have the heat here. Let's just turn our heat down. To about 2 or 3 or very low gas mark. We're going to gently cook the roux out. And with this, it should almost have a pastry smell to it. Once it's ready, just let it gently cook just for a few moments. Bubbling away here. Keep stirring it. You don't want it to burn at the bottom. Then take some milk and gently add milk into it. Stirring all the time. Now I know that some people will say to you, you need to heat your milk up. Personally, I don't think it's important. It'll soon heat up in the pan. As you can see, I'm stirring away, keep stirring. Just in a round motion, like so. It's just making the sauce. If you want to go a little quicker, you can. But just be careful. Again, some more milk. Just adding it gradually. So. Keep doing this until it becomes nice and smooth, like a nice smooth sauce. We're getting there nearly, as you can see. Isn't it beautiful? beautiful white sauce. Just a little taste more milk, just to make it slightly thinner. You don't want to make it too thin. Just like so. That's a beautiful thick white sauce. Now of course we have to season that, and simple, we just season it with some salt and pepper. Just a little bit of salt. And some white pepper. Ground white pepper. A little bit more salt. And just mix that through. Now, just mix your sauce. Just try and remove any little air pockets of bubbles. You're letting the sauce cook out very slowly. So keep it down at 1. You want it fairly thick for the lasagna. You don't want it too thin. If you want to make it thinner, you can add more milk to it. And just let that gently cook for about 5 minutes or so. Let's go back over to our lasagna mix. Cooking very nicely. Now you can also add herbs to this if you wish. Again, I prefer not to. Most people would add oregano or some Italian herb. It is very nice with oregano, but on this occasion I'm not going to add any herbs at all. So, we have our white sauce. We have our lasagna mix. And it should just be about cooked right now. Yeah, that's it, cooked. Just going to add a little more salt just for seasoning. Not too much. Always taste your foods. That's delicious. Okay, we can take those off the heat now. And we're going to start making and layering up the lasagna. Okay, let's make the lasagna. I'm using a square dish here. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to put a little bit of your white sauce, and I mean just a little bit, and just spread it around. So. And we're going to get our lasagna sheets that you can buy in the supermarket. Again, just gently layer like that. And we just take a little bit of the mince, a couple of spoonfuls. I'm going to start to build this up. So, and we put our lasagna sheets down once again. We can put 3. Don't worry if it overlaps, it'll be fine. As the cooking process will cook it all out. Just put a bit more mince on top of the dish. won't be using all this mince here because don't have a big enough dish to cook with everything. Not just too much now. Okay, so we've done. So just pop it into the middle shelf. Okay, folks, the lasagna has been cooking for about 15 minutes now. Just going to open the oven. I'm just going to gently lift this out, as you can see, lasagna. With that, I'm just going to add some cheese on top of the lasagna. I'm just going to put it back in the oven for about another 10 minutes. Now, the garlic bread that we made earlier, we now have this wrapped in tin foil. I'm going to place that in the oven and let that cook for 10 minutes. Okay, our garlic bread's been cooking for about 10 minutes. I'm going to open up the oven again. I'm going to take the garlic bread out of the oven. Just going to open it up now. I'm going to just open the tin foil. As you can see, it's starting to brown nicely. We're just going to put it back in the oven. And while we're doing that in the oven, we'll have a look at our lasagna and see how things are there. It'll be another 5 minutes. Okay folks, the 5 minutes is up. We're going to take our garlic bread out of the oven. Take our lasagna out of the oven. And serve immediately. And there we have it folks. Lasagna and garlic bread. Bon appetit. Enjoy. Folks, thanks for watching me cook here in my kitchen today. Join me here again on Facebook and on YouTube. And please drop me a line if there's anything that you would like me to see cook. And I'll be happy to do it for you. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.